And so, anyway, we just wanted to actually come in and share a little bit about us since it is Love Month. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and we just thought it would be a good time to share our story, how we met, um, and go from there. As you all know, I've started and launched my brand Crespeakslife, so this is also on. Yes.
I said whoop.
Oh, whoop! Can y'all hear him? Can y'all hear him?
I don't want to talk too loud because baby's sleep.
But we got to talk loud enough for them to hear us.
I know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me from this distance? Do I need to start yelling at y'all?
Anyway, so I launched Crespeakslife, and basically, what Crespeakslife is basically I empower people to self-discovery and educate and help them with purpose-driven lifestyle. So that's what Crespeakslife is all about. But a little bit, she said. So you gotta speak up. Close the door a little bit more.
Foxy one came in.
We got the dog. We got dog issues. We got baby issues. We trying to make sure everybody's calm, cool, and collected in here. It's about to get hot in a minute with the door closed.
Got the sweater on.
Oh goodness! And so yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Either if you're on Crespeakslife or my personal page, but more to come on Crespeakslife, like maybe lives like this, maybe me speaking, giving life, posting, whatever it may be. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And as we're going through this, feel free to ask questions. I got a lot of questions that came through already that we're going to use to go forward. And so if you have a question that you want to ask us as we're talking, go ahead and do that so we can go ahead and answer your question. And again, this is just our story. A lot of people wanted us to do this in the past, or we tried to, but we just said, nah, we didn't feel like it, we didn't want to. But I felt it was a good time, right?
Yep.
Good time to do it.
We were supposed to do this a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Year one.
We were supposed to do this.
Our year one.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, so anyway, a little bit about us. Just to start off, is we met in 2015. Whoop whoop. So that'll be 5 years that we met, 5 years strong, and we met online. And so we'll talk to you a little bit about that. Almost a year, maybe a little less than a year after that,
yep,
we were engaged, and then 6 months after that, we were married. And so that'll be 4 years in June.
And then we had a baby.
And we have our beautiful two, Delea.
And another one coming.
And another one coming. Okay, and so that is a little bit about us, our marriage and who we are.
Yep.
So, DJ, where are you from?
God.
I was going to throw that. He don't know I didn't have that scheduled to
Not
ask.
at all. North Dakota. Yeah. Black person.
It's
North Dakota.
So funny because
every time it doesn't fail.
No, I mean, no.
There's black people in North Dakota?
Yeah, they don't believe that black people travel to other places. But it's funny because every time I talk to somebody and they don't think he's black automatically, and so and so they're like, North Dakota. Oh, you married a white guy?
Nope.
No. And so, why North Dakota though?
Both parents, Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
They were just stationed there. Mine not.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, mine not, cuz.
Nah.
Okay.
Why not? Mine not. I know why not.
Why not? Mine?
Anyway, born there, lived in Okinawa, Japan for 5 years.
Hey, Shara.
Lived in Memphis for I think a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then been here in Kansas City since '97. So I am not a native Kansas City person, or Kansas City, whatever you want to call it. See, I already don't know.
Can y'all still hear him?
I already don't know.
Okay.
Gosh.
I am not a native here in Kansas City. I'm from Bay Area, California. Bay cuz. And so yeah, Yate area. But yeah, so I grew up in East Palo Alto, and then after I in Newark, California, that's close to Fremont, for those who don't know, which is close to Bay Area, San Jose. Just think of San Jose area, little ways from Oakland. For those who don't know about the Bay Area, but yeah, that's where I'm from. And then I came here to Kansas City. I'm a transplant. Came here in 2008. There's a whole story behind that. I might have to do a video, but so I've been here for a little bit, and so 2008 is when I came. So God had some major plans over here. All right, so we're gonna get started. Ask your questions again for those who just came in. Ask us your questions that you have, and we'll try to get to them. Go ahead.
We forgot the very first one is how we met.
That's what we're gonna do.
I know, but she asked. That's what I said.
Oh yeah, Rach, we're gonna get to you. Yeah, we got you covered. We got you covered. All right. So, so basically, this is the question that folks gave us. What was single life like before we met one another? What was your life like, relationship wise, all that stuff, before you met me?
Now, if we were just talking about me, yeah,
I'm talking to you.
Oh wait,
okay.
Gosh, let me individually, not just saying, Anyway, like me myself, without the whole dating and everything, I was content on where I was going, not where I was at, as far as church, following God, truly following God, and I was making a lot of changes in my life at that time. As far as dating, just put that out there. I was abstinent for 2 years beforehand, before meeting her. So dating was like minimal. Although I did go on a few dates and it wasn't fun. Yeah, that's what I got for now. What you got?
Oh, was it fun?
Wasn't fun. No.
So spiritually, you were just getting connected. Is
Yeah.
what you're saying? Okay, so you're just getting connected.
Going to church, very consistent, like every Sunday, not missing a beat, which was fun.
Yeah. For me, honestly, I could say that I became content right before I met him. Before I wasn't even really focused on a relationship. Like I had just, right when I moved here, I started a business, a nonprofit organization. I went to grad school. I had my friends. I had church life. I had all these things going on. And honestly, I didn't see a fit for a guy yet. It just didn't fathom to me to do that. I was just about career and helping the kids in the community and doing God's purpose that way. And if the guy came along, great. If he didn't, oh well, for me. And so it wasn't something that I yearned for when I would say probably about until 28-ish. I'm 34 now, 28-ish. And so I remember, and Mama, you can back me up on this. I remember my mom, either you were there with me, I was at my studio apartment, you came, or either you talked to me over the phone. I can't remember which one, but you said, and you kind of gave me a little ultimatum in a way. And my mom was basically like, look, in the next few years, if your job situation hadn't changed and all this hasn't, came about, and if you haven't met the guy, that you're supposed to be with or whatnot, then I need you to come home to California. And so I was like, well, shoot, but 2 years or whatever, if this don't work out, I'm cool with going to California. And so for me, she kind of had a spark. And then literally right after that, and talking with my friends, my sisters from the church, God gave me a desire to actually want to be in a relationship and want to be married. And so that's kind of how that came about as far as before meeting him and was single. So before that, I was actually doing getting into my hobbies, just being content with me, building a closer relationship with Christ. I was reading the Bible more. I was hanging with my friends more. We had accountability partners. I was just diving into knowing who I was, getting to know me more. And so, yeah, that's what life was like before I met you, bruh.
She had a full explanation on that one.
Well, you always, he's a man of few words.
Yep.
So if y'all want him more questions, or more answers from him, you got to ask it.
Yeah, because I don't talk much. What's the next one?
Why did you choose online dating?
It was just a expansion of, I guess, the search of dating. Instead of just meeting somebody in a grocery store or just library or something like that, it's like kind of like, oh well, I can expand that search by going online too. Plus, I'm one of them kids that used to go in chat rooms and back in the AOL days. So
AOL. I
yeah,
remember those chat rooms.
so it kind of in a way, online dating kind of brought in that old nostalgia of being in a chat room, but you can actually see the person, which did make things better.
So why did you? So you chose it because of why now? Like no, why? Like because it was like why did you say this was my way to date versus going out and?
No, it was like I said, it was an expansion on top of just searching in general, like going out and talking to somebody.
Okay.
It's like, oh well, when I'm at home, which a lot of times I was, I'm old enough. Hey,
hey, Nancy.
Basically, it was just an expansion on just dating in general, but it helped more because a lot of times I was inside the house anyway, and I could just do it from my phone. It was just easier.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it wasn't always easy. Met a lot of crazies.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But so that's the reason why you chose online dating. For me, if you would have asked me, it wouldn't have been a choice. I was not trying to get on any type of medias to have somebody find me. That was not it for me. Neither did I ever say. I always thought people were crazy when they went on there and met their significant other. I was like, that's great for you. I would never do that. So it's funny because one of my friends from the church, she actually close friend, she told me, she said, hey, I'm starting this online dating process and I need somebody to hold me accountable too. Why don't we just go ahead and do this together? And I was like, I don't want to do that though. That's not the way. I just hope to find him in the church or when I'm walking in the grocery aisle. I'm at Walmart, Home Depot, whatever. But anyway, so she was like, no, just get on with me, and then we can try this thing out. So I joined like maybe 2 sites at the time to get on. But honestly, that's kind of how I got into it. It was through someone else, through a friend. And I was basically trying it out, So yeah, I did try eHarmony out and Plenty of Fish. But yeah, so that's where it started. So I just made my profile page and started scrolling. So yeah. So
just to say, she hollered at me.
We're getting there.
I know. I'm just saying.
Why are you rushing those questions?
I'm sorry.
Gosh. All right. So so what was online dating process for you like? What was that like before you met me? But I mean, like the ups and downs of it.
Sorry, I gotta open up my notes.
Oh my goodness.
I made notes on this.
He made notes. He did his homework. He's been doing this since we met. So.
So I like to research. Anyway. I'll probably say my well, she said process. I'm thinking like full on details, but she don't mean that. So as far as the process of online dating, it was I don't know. I saw 2 sides of it. I saw the men's side and I saw the woman's side of it, and I'll explain the woman's side. But my side was, it was a little difficult, just the fact that everybody has their preference, which is fine. But some people will have their preference a little too high, which on the women's side, now I'm getting to it, I see why it was too high because y'all's like, if y'all ever did online for, do you tell everything?
What? You keep talking, I'll do that.
Oh, okay, my bad. for the women's side, y'all go through a lot. Like, there's a lot of dudes in your messages, your DMs, sending all kind of things and rudeness in there. And yeah, I gotta apologize for that. As far as sending messages, not the things. I don't do that. She didn't say nothing so good. Anyway,
I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but anyway, go ahead.
They be sending things in the message.
I got it. I got it. But keep going.
Anyway, remember I told you about that? Me and Rhonda did a test to see. I think we was just trying to see if somebody was cheating or something like that, and made a profile, and it was like a real pretty woman or something like that. And I'll probably say within 5 minutes, it was about 20 messages, and within an hour, it was like 100 and something messages. It was just all dudes just sitting and stuff. I was like, I barely get that in like a month, maybe. Yeah. Like I'll probably get 1 or 2 messages, and that's it. Yeah. So like I said, I see both sides of it, but yeah. As far as the process, to go back to it, it was rough for me.
It was rough for you?
Yeah. Yeah. As far as the ups, met my wife. And downs is just, it's a rough process. I'll put it like that.
I agree. It was a rough process. A few things about why it's rough is because, hey Jody, it's because you have to really know yourself before you even do something like that, because you're putting your profile out there. And when I say know yourself, know already your likes, your dislikes, who you're looking for. And you need to also have some sort of tough skin, because you might be like, I want to talk to him. I'm going to go ahead and say something, say hello real quick. And he might ghost you for a while, or you might say something, or he might say something rude. And it's so much that you could just really go off and want to probably literally go off on somebody, because of what they said to you. So it was rough. And I remember it was a few guys that I did meet who you could tell their intentions off bat were just out of control. And so especially when you're trying to look for a godly man. And so you're tracking, you're looking at pictures, that's all you have. You're looking at their profile, that's all you got. And so you're trying to see are you really real? Are you really who you say you are? And you don't know. So the only way to do that is to try to converse with them. So that's what it was. So I had a question to come in and say, do you put everything out there on the page? Would you say you put everything? Like, what should you put on? What did you put on your profile page?
I forgot. It's been so long.
Okay, I think it was so simple though.
Well, because it had to be simple. I think for me it had to be simple. Just the fact that a lot of people don't want to read. When I go in there, I see a whole paragraph. I don't want to read it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do have to keep it short. You do have to keep it short.
It's like, I want to know about you, but I'd rather talk to you to know the full story. But if you put your full story on there, I'm not reading that. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it, I think for me, was I think I detailed exactly like what you scrolling for. Anyway, I detailed small things about myself. Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned Okinawa in there. Mm-hmm. Goofiness and what I was looking for. Yeah, and that was about it. Yeah. But that was after times of deleting my profile and bringing it back and changing stuff, because a lot of times it's kind of like you want to throw yourself out there. Yeah. But not a lot. Kind of like
kind of want to give a taste of who you are.
What she said, like a lure for fishing.
Oh. I don't know about that.
Plenty of fish.
Did you use your real profile photo pic?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he did. Some people don't. Some people don't. I already know. But
mine changed, especially once I got my job, and she saw my new job.
We're gonna talk about that. So Rachel asked about who initiated contact.
Like I said, she did.
Let me.
She hollered at your boy. She's like, he look good. Let me holler at him.
I can't. So honestly, it was maybe about a year and a half. I was in this online dating process and it was not working out. So, long story short, I was about to stop. I gave myself, it was December of 2014. And I was like, I'm done. And I said, okay. I got back to Kansas. I was in California at the time. Got back to Kansas City. And I was like, you know what? I'll try this one more time. And then if this doesn't work, I'm off of online dating. I can't do this anymore. This is too much. And so, so lo and behold, I'm scrolling through. It had to be some few days after that. I'm scrolling and I see his pic. I wish I could show you the pic that he had, but it was a pic of him in his, he works for the post office. So he had a picture of himself on there, and then some other pictures that I scrolled through or whatnot. And so I decided to say hello. I mean, and that's the thing about online dating, is that it makes it okay. I mean, it's okay for women to actually initiate contact with guys.
It is.
Even outside of online dating, but it made it super okay for me just to go ahead and be like, hey, how you doing? You know? And I really wish we would have kept our conversation and screenshot, but I initiated the contact. And so
I forgot I had the app on me. I keep telling her, you was hollering at me. I was standing on the lake.
Yeah.
I was in, what was I? Michigan. Not Michigan. Minnesota. I was headed to Minnesota.
I always say Wisconsin.
And my dad decided to stand on top of this frozen lake while people was doing donuts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then my phone was chirping.
Yeah. And so yeah. So that's kind of essentially how we met. Mm-hmm. And then I would say we talked on there for a little bit, and then I don't know who gave her phone number first. I don't know.
I probably gave my phone number first. Shoot, I was like, hey man, she hollered at me.
He probably asked him.
I was like, hey, let me get them digits then.
This guy. Yeah. So
you're hollering at your boy. Let's go ahead and get them digits.
Anyway.
I didn't say it like that.
Anyway, so however it happened, we both exchanged numbers, and then we were able to have conversation after that.
I'm trying to find a photo, but
it don't matter. It does not matter right now.
It matters. The people want to see.
Do y'all really want to see this photo? No. I don't want to see this photo. Okay, so next question. Really, because we don't want to last too long, but we want to kind of get the gist of, and then we'll probably do a part 2 of this. Okay, part 2 was. How was our first date? What did we do? First date.
I talked her ear off, which I normally do not do ever.
Y'all, I thought he was gonna ghost me. Like,
what? Like, how did it go from talking your ear off to ghosting?
No, I'm just saying that because a lot of guys were flaky, or they just say no, or you just think it's too good to be true. Because when I started talking with DJ and I started really conversing with him online, on the phone and everything, I was like, man, this guy is really cool. Like, I don't understand. And so for me, I kind of I told you to put it away. So for me, I was already like, this is too good to be true. Watch, he's probably not going to even do this date thing. Phony. I thought he was going to be phony. And so I was just like,
having conversations with people talking about, oh, you don't want to be with him.
I sent you something through the mail. And so
like mail?
Oh, I forgot to scroll up to ask, did you run background check?
Run back? What?
I don't know. I think if my aunt's on here, she was trying to. Aunt Pam, go ahead and verify that.
Y'all doing too much.
Anyway, so you want a background check on?
Y'all doing too much. You know you got to pay for that, right?
No,
except for Pam.
Sometimes, yeah. She got the hookup.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
No, you was talking.
What was I saying? See? I said that, I thought he was going to, not show up. So anyway, we had planned to, that's what I'm saying.
Well, the thing is, I didn't even give her no indication that I was going to stand her up. She just automatically thought in her head.
Yeah, I automatically thought.
Well, he's just like the other guys. He's too
good to
be true.
Because, you know what? He didn't say nothing the whole day. Like, he might have said good morning or whatnot.
Probably because I was at work or either at home playing a game.
So, the whole day, I didn't hear from you. So, I'm thinking that you probably not about to do this. And so, that's kind of where I was going with that.
Wait. Was I working days?
Yeah.
Oh, well, almost like I was at work.
He was at work, but you were able to talk at work?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but we was started talking. Well, anyway, go ahead.
I just thought since I didn't hear from you that I didn't think you were going to show up, and so that whole day. So anyway, when you did, we planned to go out, and so we went went where we go? Oh, bowling. We went bowling.
Yep.
Y'all, okay, you know how. So I parked, and he parked next to me. And
oh wait. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I should have got some water. No.
You want some wine or a drink out of it?
I don't know. So so he got out the car, and I was like, No. Okay, first off, still the same. He looked the same way as his photos did. That didn't change a thing. But I didn't expect the afro that he had.
I came up with the fro. The Kobe. Oh man, Kobe.
I didn't expect the afro, and I did not expect no facial hair. And so
I had no reason why I could have.
And so it just threw me. That's all. I just didn't expect it. So it was fine.
Question, can you grow a beard?
That was my first question to him. So anyway, we went bowling, and then after that we went out to eat.
Which one was it? Applebee's
or Chili's?
Chili Bee. That's right. Chili's.
It was Chili's, and so this dude.
I had story after story after story. It was to the point to where it took a minute to order, and the waitress kept coming back. Mm-hmm. She was like, "Y'all ready to order?" "Oh, well, give us a second. I'm just going in with stories."
And I had nothing to give, and so
she was probably like,
I was trying to think of stuff, and he would ask me questions about this, that, and that, and I was just like, I don't have a story like that. But his stories were just off the chain, like just off the chain. And so
even now, every day is always something random.
Yep. So, anywho, so yeah, that's kind of what our first date was like, and then after that, we went our separate ways. Mm-hmm. That was it. So, what time is it? Okay, cool. We're on good time. And we kind of just seen this question before when we kind of talked about it a little bit. Was what was like pursuing me like what when we first started really dating. And we said, okay to this. Like, what was it like pursuing me?
Talking about before asking you?
Before asking me what?
Be my girlfriend?
Yeah.
It was, like I said before, to her, not to y'all. It was, everything was structured. Like, even our first date was structured. Like, what I mean by that, meaning like where we're going, what we doing, what time, that kind of stuff. When did we start book reading?
I started that.
I know you started. I said, when did we start it? Because I had to say yes to it.
It was right after. It had to be early. It was early stages. Yeah.
Like, we did a lot of, like, Christian book reading. I think it was more like her just testing me. Yeah. So I'm going to test this brother, see what you like. But, I'm guessing all that was more like her testing me. Mm-hmm. With book reading,
watching videos,
art.
Yeah, because I had to bring culture to this dude.
She thought she was bringing culture. She thought she was
this dude ain't never been to First Fridays. Me and my friends always went like almost every month.
No. Get it right. I was there. I was just working.
You did never walk through.
I couldn't. I was at work.
So you never did it.
Exactly.
So I had to show you how to do it. You would have never did it without me.
Yeah, I would have.
No, you wouldn't have.
I would have if I wasn't at work. I'd be sitting there looking out the window down at 18th and Main, working security, just watching everybody else have fun. Yeah. Except for that one time I didn't want to go out there for that. The two dudes dancing.
So basically, like he said, it was a point to where I wanted to make sure he was in this for the right reasons, and that he was, he wasn't just giving me the okie doke for whatever it was. Because we met online, so I didn't know him, I didn't see him a lot, and he's saying, I'm a Christian, great, But let's work this out together. Let's just, if we want to pursue this, if we want to do this relationship thing, let's go ahead and read this book. Let's read this PDF that I found about Christian dating.
The PDF.
Yeah, and honestly, I sent it to him, and then I would tell you to read it. It was like homework. I was a teacher too, so I was
acing quizzes. That's what I was
so he would read, and then we'll come back together over the phone. Be like, okay, what you got? What do you think about this? Da, da, da. And so we kept that going throughout our relationship because we wanted to be able to walk this thing out right. If we say who we are and we really wanted to make this a godly courtship and head towards marriage, then we need to do some groundwork. And so that was one of the things that we did. And so I saw that him pursuing me was one of those things where he, was like, okay, let me go ahead and do this. Because if he would have said no, then I would have said no. So yeah.
That was her end. My end was just making sure she wasn't crazy.
Well, we saw that. I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
And so one of the books that we went through, and I don't remember when we actually did this, but it's 101 questions to ask before you get engaged.
I think that was after doing a boyfriend talk.
So right after we made it official, we decided to get this book, 101 questions to ask before you get engaged, H. Norman Wright. And so these questions in here really, really helped us kind of dive in.
Did we both write that?
Yeah, we both kind of wrote in it. Yeah. We wrote, because I think it's a book that you're supposed to have and I'm supposed to have. But we were just like, let's just write. Too late for that. Hey, it's never too late. Never too late. But what it allowed us to do is allowed us to actually open up and communicate with one another and actually have those hard questions, difficult questions that they brought out. Like, I should have pulled out a question out of here. Mm-hmm. Like one of the questions in here is, what was your family's economic level and emotional environment like when you were growing up? In what way do you see that affecting your life today?
Gosh, not that much. That's a lot.
I wrote a lot and you wrote a little.
Show it.
I don't remember.
No, I said show. Look all there writing.
And then I'm going to give you another question just to be, what was the best experience you've ever had in church and what was the worst? How involved do you want to be in your local church? So it kind of allows you different aspects, from relationships to family to healing to church to spirituality to intimacy to all that stuff. Answers. And so, that's why we got it in here. Yeah. So we were able to go through this book and really get to know one another on a deeper level before getting engaged. Because some people think that, oh, okay, now we're engaged, let's go ahead and let's dive in. You should be diving in to stuff like this way before engagement. And so yeah. And so we're going to make this the last question, and then we'll go into, or if you have any other questions, let us know, but we'll make this the last one for the night. When did you know it was the right time to propose? Or, yeah.
Well, it was actually my whole point of dating was to get married. I think the time I knew exactly when was after getting baptized. That and you going through the 18 weeks with me.
Should we say?
No, well, let me.
Oh, sorry.
They tired of hearing you. Anyway, no, they're not. But I told her, was it the I love you thing or was it girlfriend boyfriend?
I don't know where you're going, so I'm trying to
get baptized. I told you I was going to tell you anything before.
It was that
girlfriend boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. It was after that.
Okay, so basically, I told her I had something to tell her, but I wanted to basically show my love for God first, not if it anything to do with her. I was just telling her.
Y'all, he had me. When did you say it to me?
I think it was like
a week.
No.
Was it a month?
It had to be a month.
He told me a month before, I got something to tell you. It
She probably contemplated, what did you got to tell me? Well, I got to get baptized first.
Anyway.
I got to show my love
He had me
God
anxious. I didn't know what the heck he was going to do. And so, yeah. So he did that.
So after I got baptized, and I was like, hey, you be mine.
But how did you know?
Man, let me get to it.
Oh, I know. I thought you was done. Okay.
Gosh.
Sorry.
Anyway, just after that, it was just like, okay, yeah, she won. Just the fact that everything we was going through, what we talked about, the fact that she wasn't crazy, that was a big thing for me. Yeah. It's just, she was just filling in like a lot of things I wanted, and plus it was kind of like, you know, what I prayed for if she showed up. So I was like, yeah, she the one. I was like, but I have to make sure I do things right. I already knew, like I said, I already knew I was going to propose. I just needed to do everything right. I just didn't know what day I was going to do it until Christmas time popped up, because she was like, hey, you want to go to Cali? I was like, cool. But we're going to have to sleep in separate rooms, though, because we ain't doing that.
We already knew my parents were not having that.
She slept, she slept with her parents. I had my own room.
I had to go.
Nice, comfy bed. Thank y'all.
I had to go back to the when I was young and actually sleeping, not in the bed with my parents, but I was basically like had a cot next to my parents.
Back hurting and everything. Me, I'm in there cozy.
Oh, goodness.
Nice and warm and quiet.
Yeah.
But what was the other part of that?
So yeah, so you basically shared it. You said you knew. And for me, you know, how I knew he was the one, you know, I talked about, he asked me a question actually way before. He was like, if you wanted to, you know, have a wedding, what month would you want to have it in? And so being an educator, a teacher, he, you know, I kind of think that's kind of how he got the gist of when to propose and when to do it. But I already knew that he was walking right, and for me, because of how he just stayed on track. Like, he never let up, especially since we were, you know, saving ourselves for marriage. It was a lot of things that we had to do to keep ourselves.
Some vampire hours. I was like, nope. It's
so
dark.
He was a true leader in that, and the way he pursued me. And also, he didn't mention this for him, but for me, going through an 18-week discipleship course.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part. I said that, but I forgot to go through that.
Yeah, he called me one day.
Hey, my daddy.
Yeah.
Because I went through it before, but that was like when I was a kid, and I was kind of forced through that. But this one was by choice, and he was like, "Hey, son, you want to go through this discipleship again with the church, Abundant Life?" I'm like, "All right, cool." He said, "I want you to ask a preacher." All right, cool. I'll ask her, see what happens. I'm like, yo, if she go through it, I mean, it ain't gonna hurt. So I kind of laid her out. Like, hey, my daddy want to do this. What is this? 18 weeks.
Well, because he said discipleship course. In my mind, I'm thinking it was like a day, a couple classes. And he said, no, it's a book.
Weeks,
and it's 18 weeks.
Week.
And it's with my parents.
Yep.
What?
Was it middle of the week or was it Sundays? I think it was Sundays.
It was middle of the week.
Middle week?
Yeah. It was like Thursdays or Wednesdays or something. And so, yeah, for me, that was when I was like, oh, he's really serious about really doing this right. And so that's kind of... so, quick story about engagement. Did you want to tell him what you told my dad? So, my parents never met him in person. They met him, like, on video chat, pictures, you know, all that type of stuff, but they never really met him in person. And so we go to California for Christmas, for the holidays, and you know, we're at the house or whatever. And so how did you tell my dad or request by hand?
So basically woke up one morning and he likes to brew coffee for his wife.
He brewed.
And I just happened to catch him that morning and was like, hey, I want to marry your daughter.
And what was his response? Daddy, where you at? What was his response?
Okay.
So it wasn't really a.
I mean, we had a small talk. Yeah, it was more like, hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I'm doing this. I need your help.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
So he was so confirmed. So I wanted, what if my dad said no? What would you?
I was like, what?
Because you were so confirmed about doing this.
Let me get this ring, put it back in my pocket. I'm going back to Kansas City.
Man, it was something else. But yeah, so he proposed after we did prayer on Christmas Day. And
I felt like I was about to die.
Yeah, so we're trying to find this video and we cannot. Where's the picture? It's around. The picture, the engagement picture?
No.
Oh.
All right, I'll find it.
What picture?
She's talking about the profile one.
Oh, you late, Marquita?
She ain't late.
Yes, she is.
She on time.
Okay, so anyway, but we're about to close, so you can show her the picture after that in the comments. But any other quick questions before we head out? And we're gonna have to do a part 2 to this because we realized how long this was, telling our story. We're thinking about talking about our first year of marriage, about communication, about premarital counseling, how well that helped us, about our trials, about just other things that we went through, and hopefully have a surprise guest come the next time we do this. So that's the picture that I saw.
And she was like, ooh, working man.
No, for real though. Benefits is what I saw.
Look, she saw them benefits in that face.
So
then she saw the post office.
Oh my gosh. Any advice you wanted to give anybody single and dating?
Oh yes, me.
Men, maybe for men that are out there. Or for anybody.
I'm about to say, if you date online and you have that red flag at the first conversation, just don't do it. It is not worth the time.
Yeah.
It is not at all. Even if it's like, well, it's just a little talk. No, trust me, it's not worth it.
Yeah. I would say, like I said before, and get to know yourself. A lot of people want to rush in so much. They want to rush in so much because they see what media says about the age they want to get married. About the age they want to get married, or they have this set plan, this set goal. But honestly, you have to do it in God's timing, and it's okay to wait, because you don't want to be with someone, even marry someone that was never really meant for you, because you want to you're comparing yourself to other people, or you're trying to rush your timeline. So all I can say is be patient, and seek accountability, and just listen. I did a lot of listening to sermons, to relationship sermons. I kept those a lot, and I would go through them and listen on those times when I felt weak, or when I felt like I couldn't make it. So anyway, that's just a little bit of a tidbit on a little bit of advice. But we will catch y'all next time.
And also put God first.
Always put God first. We'll catch y'all next time. And we'll get to know how to do this live thing a little bit better. And
eventually we'll have a better setup.
Yeah, we'll have something better set up. But we said, we want to do this. It's okay. Just make it organic. It's all right.
It's always organic.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Close out.
All right, then. Y'all have a good night. Again, if you haven't already, like the Crespeakslife page. More coming to you from there. DJ got some content coming out soon.
D-Master Show Enough.
Yeah.
YouTube.
And so
that's if you like video games, or know somebody that like video games, send me my way.
Yeah. And so
send them my way. You got it.
He got something coming out soon. I'll share on my page so y'all see it.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
All right.
Or Valentine Day.
Happy Valentine's Day with an M.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Bye.